this, number 108, this is at the funeral of a lord of the Confederacy. This is what you say. Now we become reconciled as you start away. You were once a lord of the five-nation Confederacy, and the United People trusted you. Now we release you. For it is true that it is no longer possible for us to walk about together on earth. Now there we lay the body here. Here we lay it away. Now then, we say to you, persevere onward to the place where the Creator dwells in peace. Let not the things of the earth hinder you. Let nothing that transpired while you yet lived hinder you. In hunting you once took delight, in the game of lacrosse you once took delight, and in the feasts and the pleasant occasions your mind was amused. But now do not allow the thoughts of these things to give you trouble. Let not your relatives hinder you, and also let not your friends and associates trouble your mind. Regard none of these things. Now then, in turn, you here present who were related to this man, and who were his friends and associates. Behold the path that is yours also. Soon we ourselves will be left in that place. For this reason, hold yourselves in restraint as you go from place to place. In your actions and in your conversations, do not idle things, speak not idle talk, neither gossip. Be careful of this, and speak not, and do not give way to evil behavior. 1 year is the time that you must abstain from unseemly levity. But if you cannot do this for the ceremony, 10 days is the time to regard these things for respect. 109. At the funeral of the war chief, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. You were once a war chief of the Five Nations Confederacy, and the United People trusted you as a guard from the enemy. Number 110. At the funeral of a warrior, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. Once you were a devoted provider and protector of your family, and you were ever ready to take part in battles for the Five Nations Confederacy. The United People trusted you. And then the remainder is the same as the address as the funeral of the Lord. Number 111, at the funeral of a young man, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. In the beginning of your career, you are taken away, and the flower of your life is withered away. And the remainder is the same as the address of the funeral of the Lord. Number 112, at the funeral of a chief woman, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. You were once a chief woman of the Five Nations Confederacy. You were once a mother of the nations. Now we release you, for it is true that it is no longer possible for us to walk together on earth. Now, therefore, we lay the body here. Here we lay it away. Now then we say to you, persevere onward to the place where the Creator dwells in peace. Let not the things of the earth hinder you. Let nothing that transpired while you lived hinder you. Looking after your family was a sacred duty, and you were faithful. You were one of the many joint heirs of the lordship titles. Feastings were yours. You had pleasant occasions. The remainder is the same as the funeral of the Lord. Number 113, at the funeral of a woman of the people, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. You were once a woman in the flower of your life, and in the bloom is now withered away. You once held a sacred position as a mother of a nation. Looking after your family was a sacred duty, and you were faithful. Feasting, the remainder of this is the same as the funeral of the Lord. Number 114. At the funeral of an infant or a young woman, say, now we become reconciled as you start away. You were a tender bud and gladdened our hearts for only a few days. Now the bloom has withered away. Let none of the things that transpired on earth hinder you. Let nothing that happened while you lived hinder you. The remainder is the same as the address of a funeral of the Lord. Number 115. When an infant dies within 3 days, mourning shall continue only 5 days, and then you shall gather the little boys and girls at the house of the mourning of the funeral feast, and a speaker shall address the children and bid them to be happy once more. Though by death gloom has been cast over them, then shall the black clouds roll away, and the sky shall show blue once more. Then shall the children be again in sunshine. Number 116. When a dead person is brought to the burial place, the speaker on the opposite side of the council fire shall bid the bereaved family cheer of their mind once again, and rekindle their hearth fires in peace, and put their house in order, and once again be the brightness for darkness has covered them. And it shall say that the black clouds shall roll away, and that the bright blue sky is visible once more. Therefore they shall be in peace in the sunshine again. Number 117. 3 strings of shell, 1 span in length, shall be employed in the addressing the assemblage at the burial of the dead. The speaker shall say, "Hearken, you who are here, this body is to be covered. Assemble in this place again 10 days hence, for it is decreed of the Creator that mourning shall cease when 10 days have expired. Then shall a feast be made at the expiration of 10 days. The speaker shall say, Continue to listen, you who are here. The 10 days of mournings have expired, and your minds must now be freed of sorrow, as before the loss of a relative. The relatives have decided to make a little compensation for those who have assisted with the funeral. It's a mere expression of thanks. This is to the one that did the cooking while the body lying in the house." And a leather came forward and received this gift and be dismissed from the task. In substance, this shall be repeated for everyone who assisted in any way until all have been remembered.